All right, we are here today with our wonderful patient Dottie. Dottie, why don't you go ahead and stand up and show everyone your fantastic physique, how much weight you have lost. Dottie has been with us 9 months, and she has lost 60 pounds and 50 inches. You look fantastic. Yeah, you can do a little spin if you want. Yes, you look fantastic. Thank you. And we can... Now, Dottie, can you share with us a little bit about your journey and just the differences in how you feel over the last 9 months? What has this transformation been like for you?
Amazing. Well, when I first started, I met Kelly because I was at the chiropractor with Dr. G, and he went over my health chart and realized that I had like gut issues, like with mainly irritable bowel. And he kept saying, I really want you to talk to Kelly, who's a genius. And I must say, you are. And he felt with all the inflammation I had in my stomach, which if you saw my before picture, which please, I would rather you burn them. He's like, I really think you should talk to her. I think she could help you. So I reluctantly at first thought, okay, sure, I never could figure out what to do. And then you started me on a path of, well, let's try to reduce some food items to see what would cause all of this issues that you had.
Right.
And so I gave it a try. So we started off just slowly, and we removed, dairy and gluten from my diet back around November 11th, or was prior to that, because that's when I actually started removing other foods. But so you're like, just give it a try for 3 weeks. And my husband and I were going on a trip, and I thought, well, that makes sense. I want to try to, we were going to the Biltmore. It was a lot of walking. I thought, I really want to try to walk around the Biltmore. So for 3 weeks, I removed dairy and gluten. And oh my God, I felt so much better. Yeah. And I thought, is that what was causing all of my gut issues?
Right.
So I thought, I felt so much better, and I felt lighter. And I remember journaling all this, and I remember writing, and I look back, and I'm like, I can actually zip up these vests that I always wore that I could never zip up. And I thought, well, I feel better. I can actually start wearing clothes I haven't worn in years. What else can I do?
Right. So where do we go from there?
And so we went from there to, and you said, well, we do have a couple options to take it a step further. And you had Snapline and the Cryothin. And it was coming up on the holidays, and I thought, oh boy, we have big families. I'm not ready for Cryothin. I don't want to try that. Let me try Snapline. So I looked it over and I thought, I can do this. This is doable. I've already removed dairy and gluten, and it wasn't that hard because I felt so good, and I could tell the inflammation was really going down, especially in my gut, and that's where I personally had the issues. So I thought, I can do this. I can incorporate this. And then just having the one-on-one with you versus the group setting I always had with Weight Watchers or everything else that I really, for me personally, I didn't get a lot out of. So I jumped on board, and slowly it started coming off. And I started feeling better and better. And then I started using new recipes, and I thought, this is doable. I can do this, even with the holidays. So by the end of December, I had my regular doctor appointment, and I thought, I'm going to see what he says. Not that I was a skeptic, but I thought, let's just see. And then the Snapline went until the end of December anyway, or January 3rd, and my birthday was January 4th. And I thought, I'm going to set some personal goals and see how I do. So I wanted to lose, my goal was to lose 25 pounds or 25 inches by my birthday. So I thought, I'm going to see what I can do. So I went to the doctor by the end of December, and took all of his blood work, and he's like, oh my God, what is going on, girl? And I told him what I was doing, I told him I was doing this gut support, and he's like, fantastic, because you've had this irritable bowel issue forever.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing with it? I said, it's working.
Yeah.
I feel great. He's like, keep doing it.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it. If you're, with the diet, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Just stay active for 30 minutes a day.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you're doing with your food, that's fantastic, but keep the activity going, which I was doing. So lo and behold, by the end of the month, I lost 28 pounds.
Yep.
And I don't remember, my inches were like 28 inches, I think.
Yeah, you were right about the same.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I thought, boom, I beat my goal.
Beat your goal.
So then, talking to you again, you said, now you got to change it up. You're going to plateau.
Yep.
And I knew this from the million other diets I've ever been on my entire life. You got to change it up. Would you consider the Keratin?
Mm-hmm.
I thought, oh, sheesh, that's a lot harder. Let me think about this. So I thought, okay, I'm on a roll. I still got a lot more to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Birthday present to me, let's do it.
Yep.
New year, I have a pool in my backyard. I want to get in a smaller bathing suit. I set a goal, I forget how many more. I think I wanted to try to lose 30 more
30,
pounds or
yeah.
something. Let's try it. Let's
Yep.
do it.
I told you I'd do the first 2 weeks with you.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Oh, that was more challenging because it was so different. I was
So
so
different.
used to Snap
Right.
Lean. I had to change my mindset. I had to mix up the different foods,
Mm-hmm.
but I did it.
Uh-huh.
So I
And
just
how
had
did
to,
it go though?
it went fantastic.
Exactly.
But I think because I was so used to Snap Lean,
Mm-hmm.
it was my own thought process. I just needed to open my mind to different foods and
Yeah.
different way of thinking.
Absolutely.
So I really held myself back. I just remember complaining a lot, and I shouldn't have. I should have just thought, God, just cool, chill out and embrace the new foods.
Right.
Try, this is different. Just relax.
How did you get through it then? What do you think helped to get through? Because that's a 12-week program.
Yes, I think I just finally told myself, knock it off and try these new foods.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fine, and
Yeah.
just step out and just try the new food. You just got to
Trust
do
the
this.
process?
Yeah, I guess I kept thinking this one isn't going to work as well as Snap Lean. I don't know
Okay.
why. I
Yeah.
guess I got so used to the other foods and everything, I doubted the second one.
Right.
But I don't know why I doubted it.
Well, that's very common because especially when you have a lot of success with something,
Yeah.
you get so attached to that because you feel like I know what works.
Yes.
And by changing that, it seems so scary because you had so much success, you're afraid to lose it. And that's where a lot of times in the diet industry where they keep trying the same thing and where I was talking about how people plateau
Mhm.
because there's not a change. And that's what is needed to continue the weight loss.
Yeah.
And so and a lot of times it's so challenging mentally to step out of that and do something different that because you feel like you know what works.
Well, and I think because the weight didn't come off as fast those first maybe 6 weeks
Yeah.
or so, it was so small incrementally, I was getting discouraged, even though you and Dr. G, when we logged everything, you kept saying, don't give up. And even those emails, I kept saying, don't give up. It will come off. You got to trust it.
Yeah.
And then I just kept getting self-doubt until finally it was like,
Take a step back.
oh my gosh, okay, now it's kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
But the inches came off.
Yes.
The scale may not have said it,
Right.
but I could tell on inches, but I still didn't trust myself enough until finally, I don't know what week, it was finally like, oh my gosh, now I see it in both places.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I didn't really see a lot of people because
Right.
COVID hit.
Yes. Yes.
And then, so I'm cooped up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really seeing it on the scale, but I'm feeling it in the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get over those hurdles a little bit.
Right. Was it hard staying on the plan during quarantine?
Not really, because I personally was motivated for spring.
Okay. Yes.
So I kept telling myself, I want to get into those clothes.
Okay.
Like I had a set of clothes. I pre-ordered clothes
Okay.
online.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm getting into those clothes.
Gotcha.
Or I've had old clothes
Mm-hmm.
that I pulled out
And you
from,
wanted to get
and
back
I'm
into it.
getting into those clothes. So
That's
I had
awesome.
a goal
That you were working towards.
that I was working towards.
That was not just the scale.
Right.
Yeah, because a lot of times when the goal is just the scale, what you just touched on, it can be so hard
Right.
mentally because it doesn't always translate the same.
Yeah, because like with me,
You went down
my weight
so many
is
sizes.
higher than what I feel.
Mm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like I look like now, like I used to freak out, like, oh my gosh, you only went down like 3 ounces or half a pound, and now I don't, like I still weigh myself every day, but I don't worry about did it go up a pound, did it go down a pound. I put on, my clothes, and I feel like, do I feel good in, my
I love
clothes, and
Yes.
can I still go up and down the steps quickly, or
Absolutely.
can I still walk my 3 miles, or can I still, do the activities that I
That you
want?
want to do. I love that. So
Yes.
important to have those non-scale victories about
Right.
your energy level. So your energy greatly improved, didn't it?
Yes.
Okay. And your activity level with your grandchildren.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell them the story about vacation you just went on.
Okay, so we went on a vacation, and we finally got away. We went to a small resort that was very quarantined, so with all this COVID going on. Well, there were 52 steps from our resort down to the beach that my son just nonchalantly mentioned. And I thought, 52 steps that we're going to go up and down from the pool to the beach carrying things.
Mhm.
And they have 3 small children, which is why they invited us, mainly for help. And so when we, there were 10 steps and then a platform and 10 steps. I would have never been able to go up and down those steps. And we went up and down them probably 4 to 8 times a day.
That's amazing.
And I could have never
Yeah.
done those steps. Never.
That in and of
Previously.
itself is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got my steps in
You sure
on
did.
vacation.
Yes. So how did red light come into all of this?
So the red light was part of the package of of your
Chiron?
the crier
Mhm.
thing. So when I would go in, I thought, is this a little hocus pocus? What is this red light thing? So the first time I went in, I thought, oh gosh, I feel like a wrapped burrito or something.
Mhm.
So when I'm laying there, I thought, oh, this is kind of nice, it feels good. And then you play this calming music, and I'm like, oh wow, this is really relaxing. So when you're finished, and then there's another step, this shaker thing.
Mhm.
When you're done, you kind of do feel like, wow, my clothes do feel looser.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, after so many sessions, I can tell
Yeah.
that a lot of the loose skin, like,
Mhm.
I should have a lot more loose skin
Right.
after losing
60
60 pounds
Yeah.
and all of my inches. And I don't have, even my doctor had mentioned, you don't have as much loose skin as normal people with that much weight loss.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then even a lot of people have said, you know, your arms look a lot skinnier, and how did, are you like lifting weights? And I'm like, no, not really. You know, I'm walking.
Right.
But I probably should do a lot more lifting weights and stuff, but I don't have the loose, baggy skin that I normally would, and I have to credit that, I think, to the red light.
Absolutely. Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
overall, in the 8 to 9 months, what would you say your biggest takeaways are? Of course, you lost, 60 pounds and 50 inches, which is incredible, but it sounds like your gut health has majorly improved.
Oh my God, that has to be my number one, thank you God, because I can feel like a normal person. I could not go eat anywhere without the fear that I would have one of my attacks, because I didn't know what was causing all of my discomfort a day later, because I didn't narrow it down. My regular doctor didn't narrow it down to dairy and gluten. I'm starting to incorporate a little bit more whole wheat back in. I know my limits now.
Right.
Because I figured out my limits.
Which is important.
Yes, but I still don't. I know dairy, I can't eat dairy.
Yes.
I just can't tolerate it.
Yeah, which is for a lot of people that we don't realize.
Right.
So your gut health, the weight loss, energy levels, being able to play with your grandkids a lot more, your energy levels, all of that. Anything else you would add?
Just knowing I probably added 10 to 15 years to my life, honestly. Just.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me cry.
I know.
Pregnancy hormones.
Yeah, but I think the benefit to this program, honestly, is to one-to-one help.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The one-on-one. Yes.
And
I'm so glad that you say that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seriously. Because all the group I went to, all the Weight Watchers, they're nice, they're helpful, but you're with so many people, and they just help in general, and now a lot of it's online. You don't get the help, like you help me with my digestive health. Mine could be different from Susie or Sam or, and you fix that first.
Right.
And then you're like, no, let's fix this first. Let's take 3 weeks. Let's go slow. Let's fix that. Then you were like, now, do you want to take it further?
Right.
And I was like, heck yeah, I feel great. I can actually, go to the bathroom. I can actually start living and not worrying about how I'm going to feel after going out to dinner. And now, we're early retirees. We want to travel. I was afraid, doing anything. You're like, okay, let's try this next program. Here's what it's like. Would you like to try it? I'm like, yes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
That one looks too hard. I can try this one. Well, and it was the holidays.
Right. So having options that were individualized.
Yes. So I'm like,
good.
I can try this one. And then you were like, you want to keep going? I think so, because I lost some, and then I went to the doctor in June.
Okay.
And he did my blood work again. And he was like, your numbers have not been this good in 2 years.
Oh,
are you still dieting? Obviously you're still dieting. I said, yes. Girl, keep it up. And he goes, I wish I could hug you, because he was, COVID.
Yes.
And he goes, what's your next goal? I said, well, he goes, we removed the morbid from the obesity in your chart. And I said, yes. So that came off. He goes, let's try to get down to, there's levels of obesity by December. I said, how much do I have to lose to do that? He goes, 10 more pounds. I said, let's do it.
Yes.
So that's our
do it.
goal.
Awesome.
So I gotta lose 10 more by December
Perfect.
to get rid of the O word. or
Yes.
The level of the,
Yeah.
so I
Which
said,
is-
that's what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm doing little goals with him,
Okay.
but
Love it.
it's,
Yeah.
but just having the knowledge now that I can do this on my own. I still journal what I eat. I
Right.
still weigh myself every day.
But
You
does
know.
it feel like a diet at this point?
No, no, it's a lifestyle change.
Yes. We're so proud of you.
It's like I've learned what I should have been doing since I was a kid. Like, but
Knowledge is power,
Yeah.
for sure.
knowledge is power.
Yeah, well, we are so proud of you, and thank
So-
you so much for sharing your story with us, and I wish I could hug you as
I know,
well.
we'll just virtual hug.
Yeah, we'll hug from here. Well, thank you so much, Dottie.
Sure.
Yeah, let's get you on the red light.
Anytime if you need me, if anyone needs a little counsel or they're stuck, or please feel free. I'd be happy to talk to anyone because,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a true believer in what you guys are doing here.
Thank you
It's
so
changing
much.
my life.